All right, good morning.
Good morning.
So we recorded the first 30-minute segment already, and I forgot to put the memory card in. So we've been talking to the camera
Yeah,
for 30 minutes
yeah,
without it recording.
yeah.
Then when I went to check the camera, because the timer goes off and tells us, it's time to, make an adjustment, and re-record because it records in 30-minute intervals.
Yeah.
There was no card in there. So we talked to the camera for 30 minutes.
Yes, yes. But it was a great conversation.
Oh, it was fantastic. You
Yes,
missed it.
yes, you
missed it.
did. Yes, you
You
did.
missed it.
Yes.
So we're going to pick up from chapter 33 and verse 1.
Yes.
These are the journeys of Bani Israel who came out from Mitzrayim by their hosts after the miracles had been wrought for them by the hand of Moses and Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
So Moses and Aaron were together and they came out after the miracles. And Moses recorded their outgoings. He kept a journal, like I keep a journal, by their journeys by the word of Yah. So there was an instruction to keep a journal, there's an instruction for me to keep a journal as well, which is written in the prophecies. It says to record this. And some of you who come out will also begin to keep a recorded journal of the recordings, not of the teachings. You'll be recording the progress as we move. It'll bear witness to what the Most High did and how he did it. Mm-hmm. And these are their journeys by their goings forth. Okay? So they departed from Pelisan in the month of Nisan on the 15th day of the month. And after they had eaten the sacrifice of the Pascha, so the Pascha they ate that night on the 14th, which was a Shabbat. And they went forth with uncovered heads in the sight of all the Mitzrayim on the 15th day of the month. So now let's unpack that.
Yes.
So they left Egypt looking like Egyptians.
Right.
They didn't leave Egypt looking like their customs and traditions. They left Mitzrayim, they left the West looking Western. And that's how you should travel.
Yeah, that's the way I came out.
When you come out, you should look and appear like a happy tourist, ready to squander your money in the country you're coming to.
Yes.
That's what they're looking for. So you should give them that with a smile. Even if you are taken and questioned at random, smile. And I'm here. We're shopping. Want to go shopping? Yeah, this nice quality, good gold here. Spend money.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the best.
Yeah.
How long were you here? Oh, 1 week, 2 weeks. Something like this. Doesn't matter as long as you get past
Customs.
the gate.
Yeah.
It is an armed and secured gate. It's fortified. You're going to need to get past the gate. If you don't get past the gate, well, you got to go somewhere else.
Right.
Okay? So when you come, don't try to come, we the brews. No. You a tourist. After you get past the gate and you get to the destination, then you will be transformed into the brews.
We the people.
You turn into the people after. And you don't march around the neighborhood proclaiming, we the people.
That's
you don't
right.
go, I've seen this so many times. I mean, let me tell y'all a story, okay? So I was in Seged, And I'm trying to explain to the brother and answer his questions. And he was like, but we the people, and this, and we the blah, 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 and blah, 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 and this. I looked at him, I said, okay, I know.
Right.
I said, the people outside know, but you have not done anything that the people are supposed to be doing. So let me help you. Follow my lead, and I will lead you into the path. And if we achieve certain things and reorganize and become a people again, they will accept.
Yes.
Everybody accept because you accept yourself.
Right.
You accept your rules, your laws, your customs, your traditions. You accept every limitation and every uprightness that is written for you.
Yes.
Now, this brother decided that's not what he's going to do. I'm going to go out in the street and tell them. Okay, go. I went to bed. Brother comes in 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I hear him come in. I check, make sure it's him. Goes to bed. Gets up in the morning, because I get up like around 6 or 7. We make breakfast. I sit down and I start making breakfast. Right? So the breakfast is prepared. He gets up to tell me his adventure. How'd it go last night? I went out there and I told him. I was like, yeah, you told him. Did you cite the Quranic verses so they know what you're talking about? Yeah, I did. I showed them in the Quran and everything. And then the scriptures and says, and what happened? They hugged me and kissed me and said, welcome home.
That's what they do. Yes. Yes, that's what they do.
They hugged me and kissed me and said, welcome home.
Yep.
I says, and then what? They took me out into the desert. I thought they were going to kill me. Well, obviously they didn't kill you. You telling me the story, right? No, but I went out there and we had coffee and tea. And they said if I wanted to work with them, I could work with them. And, you know, if I wanted to invest money with them, we could make business and this. And I was like, Said like, we stayed out there till like 12 and we was playing music and they was like just having a good time. I was like,
Yep.
I was like, you came in like 3 a.m. Yeah, I came back. They brought me back. And then I came back, I got a little bit of sleep. And I just want to say, like, yo, like, it was like they already knew who he was. And I was like, you lost. They not lost.
Right.
They know you. You the one. To be lost, you are a people with no nation and no organization.
Yes. Yes.
I was like, did you agree to work out there for them or with them for anything? Nah, I ain't doing all of that. I was like, that's good, because that would have showed that you were weak. He was like, what? I was like, yeah, see, first of all, when you first come to a place, the first thing you need to do is come together and build your own group of people. It's not about who you are. It is about who you belong to. What people are you? And are you strong? Have you built together so that your people can have a place of refuge, a place of sustenance? And he was like, I don't need all that because I got money. This dummy.
Still ain't learned nothing.
All right, go do what you want. It don't matter. So he went out, he spent some money, he ended up going back home. And that was the end. Like, that's the end of the story, right? So what did he achieve? Nothing. He felt so good about them giving him a hug and a kiss and saying, welcome home, brother, that he delivered himself back to the States just to be a regular person. He didn't want to stay amongst his people. He didn't want to.
He didn't want to build. Sound like he didn't want to build.
He didn't want to build nothing.
All he cared about was he was the people.
That was it. And some of you suffer from this same dumb disease.
You know, Robert Shaker, we was discussing before we recognized the situation with the camera. You know, I had an opportunity to read the Targum all the way through during last year.
Okay, so you read it all the way through.
I read it all the way through, but you know what? Regardless of me reading it all the way through, it don't mean a hill of beans if you don't have one, a teacher, and not just any teacher, a teacher who lived this and have understanding through the laws, the customs, and the traditions, who also has completed their cleansing process, because there's the 7 years of cleansing, and now you're in your purification time. This is the only way you're going to really understand what you are reading, because then you are able, as you always say, overlap and put together the context in which what is written. Also, you got to come out from where you are and place yourself where the origin of the book comes from in order to understand it. You know, so many times we think because we have knowledge of something that we know something. That is not true. The knowledge don't mean a hill of beans.
If you're not doing nothing.
If you're not doing anything, you know, reading, as much as I've read. Now, I knew when coming out of America, I have enough sense not to dress in traditional wear. I had enough sense to know, look like a tourist. And when you come in, and when I got to the custom desk, I had my little list of the people that I knew here, and even the natives here, their names. And first thing, because you know I love food, I'm a foodie. It's like, oh yes, I want some mansof. And the guard was like, you want mansof? Yes, I come all the way to Jordan for some mansof. And he looked and he smiled and he showed his chief. And he's like, oh, let her go. And I walked straight through. And I came here on my own. I didn't come here with anybody else, even though people I knew was here. I flew on my own. And I was nervous. I was kind of scared because I didn't know what was going to be. But this is the best choice and decision. And even though there are things that had occurred, choices that I've made that wasn't right, and lack of understanding. But for a while, I thought I was discarded. But in actuality, I was set free to really walk up, because this is my heart desire, to really live and walk out this law. You know, that's my biggest desire. If I don't accomplish anything else, I just want to be who Yahya says we are to be according to his law. So I'm grateful for everything that I've been through and having the opportunity to be under a teacher.
Well, thank you. And this is what I emphasize to people.
Yeah.
Right? You'll always see me honor my teacher, because it was he who led me in how to walk the law, right? Everybody claims I walk in the laws every day. And you can be deluded into believing that. To be honest, if you live in the West, you're actually walking in Western law. You're not walking in the Most High's law because you're unable to keep the judgments.
Yeah.
So when the Most High's law says to kill an adulterer, right? You're supposed to kill him, but that's not the law in America. The law in America is this person made the choice of their own free will, just let them go. So you're not walking in the Most High's laws. It's that simple.
Mm-hmm.
So now when I came to the place where you actually can, and then I had to learn the process of how to, because it came with a culture. A law and no culture, it does not exist. And so the culture was attached to the land. So as you have stated, you have to come out, you have to learn. If you don't get a teacher, you're not going to make it. It's actually impossible.
And it just can't be any teacher.
No, that's why the Most High says, I'll give them one.
Yeah.
So you have a bunch of people claiming to be teachers. They're all false prophets who teach lies. So they'll say, well, you gave a false prophecy. You're right. I was with you.
Yeah.
I'm repeating what you say.
Mm-hmm.
I'm believing what you believe.
Yep.
If not at whole, then at part. I'm trying to make sense of the truth. Now that I know there's no false prophecy in my mouth, I say exactly what the Most High says. I have repented.
Well, I had someone say to me the other day, well, how do you know that you're walking in the truth? You've been saying you've been walking in the truth. I said, well, you know what? Because I am actually seeing the result.
Right.
That is written.
It's written.
Not my ideas. No. What is actually written is the results that I'm seeing, that I have now subject myself to the law and subject myself to my teachers. And I say teachers because both you and Shaker, both. And I'm older than both of you. But y'all are my teachers. Y'all are my parents. Right. I'm under y'all tutelage.
Well, again, because if you're learning something that you have not known, you're going to accept the lesson from the teacher who does know. And this is in our society, you're not taught by someone who cannot achieve the goal.
Yes.
The person has to have completed it and done it successfully to teach it. Mm-hmm. So if you want to learn how to be a wife, you're going to have to learn from a wife who's successful at being a wife.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
If you want to learn what is a husband, then you have to see an example. Mm-hmm. This is what a husband does. This is how the society functions. This is how it works. Once you see it, then it's like, oh, I now understand some things.
Yes.
But you still haven't applied it yet until you get to that point. And then there's an instruction for how you get to that point.
Yes, sir.
So for the non-virgins, you have to be a redeemer case. Mm-hmm. But not just any redeemer case. You're going to have to apply the law of the purge of the daughters of Zion, which is found in Isaiah 4. Mm-hmm. So you have to apply certain layers of understanding from multiple places to make one action work. And it only works when everything is cohesive to fulfill a prophecy.
Yes, and you have to be open to be corrected by the law. This is one of the greatest parts of this journey of my life at this time, is really letting the law be a lamp and the commandments being the light, and actually letting the law correct me and not be offended, not be on defense, but literally. And one thing about the way that you and Sheikh has been teaching me is that you guys allow me to make my mistakes. And you don't condemn me. You don't put me down. Okay, sis, this is it. And then you bring the law out and you show, and you're not even telling me, okay, you're guilty of this. No, we're reading the law and I see for myself, oh, this is what I did, isn't it? You're like, yeah. But don't worry, we can correct,
fix it.
we can fix this, we can correct this. So it makes me even more and more that whatever you say for me to do it.
Right.
You know, and that's a teacher.
That's a teacher.
That's a teacher.
So I teach in the same model and path as Moses. It's just nothing is different.
Yeah.
Right? It's the same model, which is also the instruction of the law, right? So I have to confide in Moses, meaning that I have to trust his model and walk it out in the same way.
Right. Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back after this, and we're going to get into some more reading. All right. So picking up now. So they departed from Pelusium, which is in the Sinai Peninsula, in the northern area of Egypt. Okay. So from Pelusium, they left uncovered. They left looking like they were Egyptians. And the Western people, the Mizrahi, buried those whom Yahweh had killed among them, even all the firstborn. So now that they have light now, right? The Egyptians are now burying their people. Okay? The plague is over. The children of Israel are leaving. They're now burying their people. The children of Israel buried their people during the plague. Okay? You don't know that yet.
Right.
But we're going to get there.
Yes.
Okay? Even all the firstborn, and upon their idols did the word of Yahweh do judgment. Their molten idols were dissolved. So their idols that were made of metal were melted. Their idols of stone were mutilated. So this is where you'll find a lot of the Egyptian artifacts were mutilated.
Wow.
The stone ones were broken. Their idols of earthenware were broken into pieces. So the idols made of clay, the clay statues, like Rome, they were broken. Their wooden idols turned to ashes, the idols of sticks were burnt. You know what happens when you rub two sticks together? Start a fire.
Yes.
You still have if you have a cross, you have an idol of wood. Okay? If you have a image of any person, of any deified status, then you have an idol of metal. It is molten. Okay? If you have an idol with stone, all right, or that's the same thing. Okay? And their cattle gods were slain to death. So they had cattle gods in Egypt. So they killed all the cattle gods. And the sons of Israel went forth from Pelusium and encamped in Sukkot, a place where they were protected by 7 glorious clouds. And they removed from Sukkot and encamped in Etham on the side of the wilderness. They removed from Etham and returned unto Pumihirata, which lie in front of the idol Zephon, and encamped before Migdol. Okay? So Migdol is a tower. Okay? And this place of the idol Zephon was down by the Red Sea. So from this encampment from Pelusin, they're moving and journeying south.
Wow.
Okay? And from the caravansaries, the caravans of Hirata, they removed and passed through the midst of the sea and went upon the shore of the sea, collecting onyx stones and pearls. Afterwards, they proceeded 3 days' journey in the wilderness of Etham and encamped in Mara. So when they crossed the Red Sea, there was onyx stones and pearls on the ground. They picked it up. Not to pass an opportunity of collecting some wealth. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I mean, it's sitting here.
Yes.
I'm going to get it. Most High left this for us.
Yes.
So as you can see, the Most High is enlarging them slowly on their journey. And that's another part of the process is there's a lot of slow preparatory steps so that you have what you need when you get to where you're going. So it's not, let's just do this and hurry up. Why can't we just go straight? You don't know what you need for where you're going.
And also within the laws, it speaks about not being hasty, not being a hustler, because hustler and hasty is the same thing.
Yes. Yeah, you can't be hasty. So you have to remove the hustle. Now the law will give you instructions, right? The Most High have a strategy. You have to follow the agenda. So they removed from Mara, which was the place of bitterness, where they learned the bitter water trial. And then Moses put the stick in the water, which is the Adifna. It was at Mara also where they learned where the Shabbat was. And came to Elam. In Elam were fountains of water for the 12 tribes and 70 palm trees, answering to the 70 sages. And they encamped there by the waters. And they removed from Elam and camped on the banks of the Sufi Sea. They removed from the banks of the sea and encamped in the wilderness of Sin. Thence to Dophika, right? And Kerak Takif, the strong tower. From there to Rephidim, where because their hands were rafin, neglectful of the words of the law, there was no water for the people to drink. From there to the graves of those who desired flesh. From thence to Hazarot, where Miriam the prophetess was struck with leprosy. From thence to Rithma, the place where many juniper trees. From thence to Rumana, whose fruit is hard. From thence to Libnah, whose borders are built of bricks. From thence to Beth Rissa. Thence to Kehalit, where Korach and his companions banded together against Moses. From thence to the mountains whose fruit is good. From thence to Harada, where they were confounded by the evil plague. From thence to Makilot, the place of the congregation. From thence to the lower Makilot. So there's an upper and the lower in Makilot. From thence to Tharak and Muka, whose waters were sweet. From thence to Hasmona. From thence to Meridotha, the place of the rebellion or the chastisement. Now, I want you to know, like, metadotha, you have to know, like, this is also teaching you words. It's building your vocabulary.
Yeah.
So right? Metadotha is rebellion. You see how that works?
Yes, sir. Yeah, reading it is like, okay, it's telling, each word is telling the story, each place.
From thence to Ber Hakata, and from thence to Gugad, which is at the rocks. Gugad is rocks. From Jotibat, a good and quiet place. Jotibat, it's good and quiet. Jotibat, Yotebat,
Jotabat.
good and quiet. Yotebat. Thence to Fords, thence to Tarnagola, the Tower of the Cock. Right? From thence to the wilderness of Sin at the Iron Mount, which is Rekem. From thence to Mount Oman, on the borders of the land of Edom. Oman. So it's telling you from where they crossed, how they went around, and how they came to Oman from the border of Edom. So when you say, which way did they go? Well, let's take a look. When you get to Mount Oman, they're circling. But where did they go? They went south. They crossed. They come to Jabal Laws. From Jabal Laws, Edom says, no, don't pass along our border. Nothing. So they go northwards, which is why they came to Jordan and then to Paran. And then they going up and around. I'm drawing, like, my mind is very big. I'm sorry. Let me draw in camera. So they go up and around the northern border. So they're going around to the north. From Jabal Laws, they journey around, because they go up to Jordan, and they journey around the north.
Wow.
Down the west coast, because when they come to the Sea of Suf, this is the what? They crossed at the Mediterranean Sea. They come all the way around to the Sea of Suf. Where are they? They're at the Persian Gulf, which is also called the Persian Sea, the Arab Gulf, the Sufi Sea. So they go around the north that way. Right? So now you see where Balak knows about them, Balaam, how they come into Og, the city of the mountains of Jordan, right? They call it the Balka government area, or the area where we're at now. So they go through all of this. They're going around the north, and they come down to Oman, right? Mount Oman, where Aaron buried. So now when you want to say where's is Moses and Aaron buried? They buried in Oman.
Yes.
They're not buried over here.
Mm-mm.
And Aaron the priest went up to Mount Oman by the word of Yahweh and died there in the 40th year from the outgoing of the children of Israel from Mizraim, in the 5th month, on the 1st of the month. See, so that's when Aaron died. And Aaron was 123 years old when he died on Mount Oman. And Amalek the wicked was combined with the Canaanites and reigned in Arad. The house of his abode was the land of the south. He heard that the sons of Israel were coming to wage war against them and utterly destroy their cities. So somebody told him this, right? Some pot stirrer. And they removed from Mount Oman and encamped in Zalmona, a place of thorns. Zalmona, thorny place. Zalmona. And narrow, so it was a very thin area. In the land of the Edomim, and there the soul of the people was distressed on account of the way. From thence they went to Punan, where Yah sent burning serpents among them, and their cry went up to heaven. Right? Punan, burning serpents. And they removed from there to Oboth, thence the passage of the fords on the border of the Moabite, thence to Dibon, the place of fortune, thence to Almon, Diblathmaya, Diblathama, where the well was hidden from them because they had forsaken the words of the law, which are as delicious as figs. Diblata. So diblata is figs.
Diblata.
Okay? So you'll notice, right? I'm saying these words. If you look this up, you'll find the same word as Arabic. So again, the Hebrew language is an Arabized language. Okay? Just because you lost and you forgot, everybody else knows.
Yeah.
Otherwise, how do you come out and speak to all these Arabic people? From thence to Mount Ebra in Oman, in front of the place of the burial of Moshe. Thence they removed and encamped in the fields of Moab by Jordan, near Jericho, and they encamped by the Jordan, Beth Jeshimon, until the plain of Silan in the fields of Moab. And Yah spake with Moshe in the fields of Moab at the Jordan by Jericho, saying, Speak with the sons of Israel and say to them, when you have passed over the Jordan into the land of Canaan, you shall drive out all the inhabitants of the country before you and lay waste all the houses of their worship. Destroy all their molten images and overthrow all their churches, their high places. And you shall drive out the inhabitants of the land and dwell therein, for I have given you the land to possess it, and you shall inherit the land by lots. Okay?
By lot.
So you have to understand what this says, because some people have the wrong idea. Okay? Possessing the land by lots. After you have collected all of it by the instruction, right? Their instruction, they went and they waged war. Our instruction is to buy. Two different instructions.
Yes.
So he's saying when you come into the land to possess it, so you take the possession. Everybody is working together to possess all the land. After you've gained the possession, then you divide it by lots. There's a restructuring.
Right. But we have to possess it first.
You got to possess it first. So you divide and inherit the land by lots according to families. No families, no lots.
Oh my goodness.
Why we have to now, when I say, for you non-virgins that come, you're going to have to team up 7 and choose the same dude
Yep. That's
It's
right.
your choice. You can pick the dude you want. If 7 of you agree on the same dude, then you can have him and marry him.
Yes.
Because that man have to have a family. And it's divided by family.
Right.
Okay? It's a family lot.
Yes.
To the tribe whose people are many, you shall enlarge. So, the bigger the family,
Yes.
the bigger the tribe, the bigger the lot of your inheritance.
Yes.
And to the tribe whose people are few, you shall diminish, according to the place where one's lot falleth. So according to the lot you get, it will be large, it will be small according to your number. So the more obedient you are,
Yes.
the bigger your lot will be. Why? Because you will have a large family due to your obedience.
Yes.
You come over here with your mindset, I'm telling you how to win. Right? I'm telling you, you got to change from the dough. Right? If you harbor up in your mind how you don't believe it worked that way and you're going to work it another way, it's your lot to lose. It ain't mine. I'm going to get all. Listen, I promise you, I'm going to get all mine. All right? I promise you. I promise. I'm going to do everything this thing say because it has been so successful for the last 7 years. I mean, it's phenomenally successful. It gets me into a lot of sticky situations. I mean, some real pickles. But if it puts you in the pickle, it also leads you out. It don't keep you there. It just takes you in the shadow of death, which means you get to pass by, look at death's backside and go, man, it's a good thing I'm not standing in front of that dude.
Right. Right.
And the people whose tribe of few you shall diminish, according to the place where one's lot falleth. There shall his place be. So where your lot falls, that's your place. After we get it, where your lot falls, that's your place. Where your lot falls. Don't look at my lot and ask me why I get it. That's where my lot fell. That's why I got it. Where your lot falls, that's what you're going to get. It's based on what? Your merit. You better get over here and start making some achievements. You're not making no achievements. You're making more achievements on PlayStation than you are in the member of the Most High. You have unlocked 0 achievements. I have to talk to y'all in video game language because it's the only thing some of y'all understand. There's real life achievements to be made.
Yes, it is.
There shall his place be, you shall inherit by the tribes of your fathers. So if it belongs within Judah's tribe, it can be anywhere. But if it belongs in Judah's tribe and you're part of that, then by lot you'll receive in those areas. Period. Okay? But if you will not drive out the inhabitants of the land from before you, it will be that the residue whom you have spared, looking at you with an evil eye, will surround you as shields. Tedesim. That's the word. Shields. Tedesim.
Tennessee.
On your sides, and afflict you in the land wherein you dwell. And it shall be that as I had thought to do to them, I will do to you. This stands. So if you don't want to come and join in this, don't worry. As the Most High has thought to do to the enemies of the house of Israel, the sons and the seed of Jacob, he will take the seed of Jacob who don't join in this, and he will do the same to them as he does to the enemies of the seed of Jacob, the house of Israel. So if you don't participate with us in the building, then you'll participate in indulging in the death and destruction of the nations. If you are afraid of coming here to build and to push on the borders and to enlarge ourselves, then you will die with the nations who die. I'm just telling you what the Most High said. All right, we'll be right back after this. All right, I'm back.
And if it's okay if I just say this one thing, you sisters, you don't want to accept how it is, non-virgins, of how we are redeemed, just stay where you are.
Listen, if
Just stay where you are.
you don't like what I'm saying, that's fine. I'll never go viral. I can't. I'm the cure. I'll never go viral. All right? It's not about viral for me. It's not about the large congregations and great multitudes of people and being famous and no, because fame is a poison. It's a construct. I'd rather be 100% obedient to the law of the Most High and achieve the achievements and write the new books and make the fulfillments come to pass and have what the Most High has promised me than be famous. So I don't care about fame. If you, anybody who knows me will tell you, I don't depart from the instructions, and I don't care who the instructions cut. I'm gonna do what the instruction says. And it does cut some people off because they don't agree with the decisions. So I just keep going, with or without. It doesn't matter where the instruction leads. I just go. I do what it says. It don't matter to me. So it eliminates a lot of people, and I end up with a whole lot of peace.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like I end up, the result of the law is peace and understanding. Peace. Yeah, I don't have to deal with just a whole lot of folk. I mean, I wish more of you did indulge in the law with me. I wish more of you joined in for the building with me. But don't think for a split second that if you don't, it will fail. It will succeed.
Yes,
Your guaranteed failure is 100%
yes, it is.
that the children of Israel who don't follow me in this law, there's 100% chance of your failure, your
Yes.
death, your destructions, your crying out. It's 100%. 100%. Not one will make it by an alternative means. Not one. Rabbi Sheikh, how long you say this is going to last for? At least another 40 years. When I showed you all the timeline, Moses said the same thing. They came out at this time. They made it to this point. It was 40 years, and then Aaron died, and then he's now wrapping up the other 40. He's closing out that last year, making the transference. But the 2 years that they spent on Jethro's mountain, it was within the first year they had jacked everything up. Right? So their first year in the wilderness is now Moses' 8th year.
Yeah. Yes, because there's the 7 years Mitzrayim, 2 years Jethro Mountain, 40 years, which give a total of 49 Jubilees.
See, everybody has the idea that when the Most High met Moses in Mount Sinai and spoke to him, that Moses went immediately down to Egypt. Oh, what happened? I saw the angel yesterday.
No,
No,
didn't
that's
work
not what
that
it didn't
way.
work that way. Didn't work that way. I just want you to know this is how it is. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't make it not true. It's just the truth. So he had all of this time. He went through this long and extraneous process. Moses in his 8th year, he went through, and I'm in my 8th year. So you guys say, well, you didn't come out with a great multitude. You right. Did you see the group he came out with? Could you imagine I came out with y'all?
That's right.
Twerking and nonsense,
You know,
crazy camp ideas, people marching around in Power Ranger suits.
Robert Shake, what a lot of people really don't want to accept is that, yeah, Allah don't want everybody.
Listen, you have to figure out if he wants you or not,
That's right.
right?
Oh, yeah.
If you can look next to you and you can't tell the difference between you and the people next to you and why the Most High wants you, right? Then you have made a mistake. You are with the wrong bunch. Right? So it doesn't matter which faction or organization you're a part of, right? As it stands right now, only 1 in 10 of you around the world is going to make it. I promise, only 1 in 10. The Most High is only going to take a 10th of his people. 1/10. Right? Ak is 1/3. You're confusing
That's right.
the 1/3 in the land. You're not in the land.
That's right.
Look at your geographical location. So now the Most High is going to take 1/10 of you. So now when you look at the 1/10 and you're going to say to yourself, well, we walk and we keeping the laws. Just remember, out of all of you claiming to walk and keep the laws, only 1 out of 9, 1 out of 10 of you, 9 of you will die, 1 will live. 9 of you will die, 1 will live. Now, what's to distinguish you from the other 9? The only distinguishment you have from them is that you've heard from me and you've considered looking at what I am teaching. You've considered walking in what I'm teaching. You've considered making the provision. You've considered coming here. And that consideration does not mean it comes today. It's a 40-year process. But after 40 years, the door will be closed. Now, you will test me in this, right? I've said it. You will test it, right? When I'm done at the end of 40 years, we will go and waltz into the Jubilee. And there'll be no more fornication among the children of Israel. There will be none. You saying the whole nation going to stop fornication? Yeah.
Yeah. That's what's written.
Yeah, because I'm going to do everything, every step to ensure that we obey the process every step of the way. That's why the Most High appointed me. I'm not like the others. I was created to be different. I don't have any attachments. I don't have any loyalties except to the law. I have to be this way because it's the only way to save the nation. It's the only way to save my family. It's the only way to keep my inheritance. Right? Okay? It's the only way. So for my own benefit, I have to. So that's what's going to make the difference. Are there some people alive today that will be here in 40 years? Yeah. I'll get the stories. I heard what you said. It was like 7 years ago. It was 8 years ago. It was 20 years ago when I first heard, and then I couldn't find you for a while. Then you popped back up, and I decided to reach out because, man, we was going through it. That's how it is for me now. I'm not reaching out to folks. I'm stating exactly what the Most High has to say and walking away. You come, you don't come. You come, the Most High called you. You don't come, Most High don't want you. And I'm fine with either. Let who is for death die. There's no one to you think I'm going to intercede on your behalf? Are you crazy? Pray for the people. No, I don't pray for this people. Those who come and build and follow the instruction, I pray for them. They deserve mercy. They deserve a chance. They deserve an opportunity. You out there just hanging out, feeling comfortable because you got numbers. Listen, numbers don't protect you.
Nope.
You don't have nothing. No member, you have nothing. I got the member on my side. Numbers don't matter. I'd rather be doing what the member says. I know victory guaranteed. Watch. One step at a time, one day at a time.
Oh, yes.